Hi everyone, my name is Lauren Juarez and I'm so glad you're here. I thought it would be really fun to do a watercolor and a chat about a topic that I think is going to be helpful for a lot of people who have maybe gone through a breakup or a divorce or just looking to get a little bit more comfortable with being by themselves and becoming their own best friend. So that is the topic of today's video, is learning how to become your own best friend and what that looks like and what are the things that I did to do that. And also I kind of want to give you a little bit of a life update about where I am right now and just like an honest heart to heart what's going on with me. Let's get into it. I have pulled up a little reference image of a butterfly because, as you probably know, I'm obsessed with butterflies. I have my raspberry leaf tea here because I am on my period and I need a little bit of extra love. If you want to pause the video, grab yourself a cute little cup of coffee or tea, then we can kind of hang out and think of this as like a little coffee date with me, and you can also paint with me if you want to, but I just want this to be a super really cozy video where we just take a deep breath, take a moment to work on something creative, and hopefully these tips will help you. I got really nice watercolor paints because I do sell my watercolor from time to time, so I wanted to kind of invest in better watercolor. So I'm using the Winsor & Newton Cotman watercolors. They're the little travel size ones, but honestly a little bit goes a long way with these, so they're really nice. The very first thing I would say for becoming your own best friend is to start to get to know yourself. When you first meet someone, you're not like, hey, let's go like to the beach and like let's go like to the mall. Like, you don't start planning things right away, you know, because like, it would feel weird, it would feel awkward. So what do? You get to know that person. And that's exactly what you need to do with yourself. So take some personality tests. I just recently took some personality tests and I was pleasantly surprised and also kind of shocked in some areas, and it just helps me feel like now I know myself that much better, which is just really, really cool. I think that along with this one is the idea that you need to like take yourself out on dates. You're gonna have to try to figure out kind of what do you like to do. In the beginning, I tried out, some things that I thought that I would really enjoy, and it turns out I didn't so much enjoy that. So you'll have to just kind of try to like, it's funny and it's fun to like take yourself out and figure out what it is that you like and what you don't like. Anyway, I would just definitely suggest to get to know yourself by taking personality tests, journal, and go on dates with yourself. And I really do want to do a video soon talking about the solo dates that I go on and showing you guys what I do on those solo dates and sharing about my first experience going to dinner by myself and reserving like a table for one, like what that was like too. So I have and always will be an advocate for speaking out loud to yourself. I think it is one of the most powerful things that you can do. I have such big feelings that I don't even know what to do next. Like, it literally feels like I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm scared, and it's like, what are you supposed to do with these emotions? Sometimes I just call my mom and I'm like, Mom, I literally don't know what to do. But other times I'm like, I kind of need to figure this one out by myself, and those are really good times for me because then I can, like, I get stronger, I learn more, I will demonstrate now what that looks like, because currently the reality of this setup is that I am alone in my apartment talking to a camera with another camera filming me, with my computer recording me with my mic. Like, that's really it. I'm not really actually with anyone, even though it feels like I am. I'm not really. And so here's what that looks like. Hey Lauren, what's up? What do you need? And that right there, it puts me not in my body, right? So now I'm like a third person. Now I can talk to myself like I would a friend. And I go, well, I'm feeling really overwhelmed. This is a common one. I don't know how I'm gonna get all my work done. I have so much to do. I'm so freaking out about it, and I don't think it's gonna get done. Like, I don't see how it's possible for all this work to get done in this amount of time. Oh my gosh, Are you freaking... Oh my gosh. I just used my tea. Cool. Now my tea's ruined. Great. Why am I like this? Well, we're gonna set this aside, and that's great. So yeah, so then I'll just say like I'm feeling really overwhelmed with my work and I don't even know how I'm gonna get everything done. And then I'll say, okay, well, what's the first thing that we can do? And what do you need? And how can I help? And oftentimes I'll use the words we. So I'll say like, we've done way harder things than this before. We have felt exactly like this, and you know what? We just put our big girl panties on and we got it done, and we were way less stressed than we thought we were going to be. So we're going to do this just as well, and we're going to be just fine. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, I'm right. But like me, the logical side of me is right and can really kind of help me to almost self-soothe in a way. So I talked a little bit about going on dates by yourself. So once you're kind of like, okay, my thing is like going to the coffee shop. That is what I do. Then you can really start to set some dates for yourself. Like actual dates. Having like a physical calendar is really helpful, at least for me, and also a digital one, but physical ones are really helpful for me. And be like, okay, this Thursday, I'm booking myself a Pilates class, and we're gonna have so much fun, and we're gonna go and like experience that together. Then on Saturday, I want to go have breakfast with you. And you kind of just start talking to yourself like that. And so I really am glad that I'm at that point. But like listen, it has been almost 8 months of being alone. So like, I just want to say, like, if you're not there yet, because this has happened, recently for you or whatever, that's okay. Even if it's been longer for you than me or whatever, and you're still not comfortable with yourself, that's okay too. Maybe you just haven't maybe you haven't practiced enough or whatever. And I think everybody's timeline with feeling comfortable with themselves is going to be different. Do what feels, I guess, like right for you. Don't force yourself to do anything you're uncomfortable with. But here's also the big kicker. You do have to kind of push yourself. Like, you do have to kind of be like, I am going to try that class that I've been meaning to try. And I'm a little bit nervous. And I'm a little bit afraid that I might fall on my face in front of everyone. But if I do, who cares? It's just me, myself, and I. Self-care. I would say every other day. Recently, it's been every day. I do face masks, and it's so much fun. Every Sunday, I do my nails, which has been really fun too. I put on, last night was the best. I put on a movie, I painted my nails, and then I played my Switch, with this new game that I got for myself. And to me, that's self-care. Dang it, I kind of liked it before. I kind of messed it up. I think that self-care is really important because not only, is it good to, take care of yourself. Now it's this thing where you're actually caring for your body like you would for a pet or, a friend. For me, I've been really struggling with food. So a form of self-care for me is cooking a really satiating meal and eating it and enjoying it. I want to tell you guys about what I did last night because I feel like it was so good. So I did the movie thing, but then I had this idea. I was having some really big emotions, and I had this idea to write down journal prompts for the morning. I just grabbed my journal and I'm going to show you guys what I did and how I did it. Something my friend on social media suggested is naming your journal, which actually has been really helpful because I feel like I'm talking to another person instead of just myself. And so I named my journal Nova, which I actually haven't told anyone, not a single soul, but I'm telling you. I looked up a few journal prompts for the morning on Pinterest, and I kind of picked and chose which ones I would write down. So I did, how do you feel, Lauren? 3 things you're grateful for. What would make today great? Oh, actually, and I also did a 5-minute brain dump on the back of the page. What would make today great? 1 thing you're proud of yourself for. This one I love. What do you need today? 1 positive affirmation. And then what can I get you? Literally. And then I wrote, I love you at the bottom. When I tell you that this transformed my day, it transformed transformed my day. I was so excited to get to sleep so that I could wake up in the morning to fill that out. I was smiling when I read like, what do you need today? Because that is something that my ex-husband would like ask me all the time. It's like, oh, like, what do you need? What can I get you? Like, what would be helpful, you know? And I miss having that asked, you know, from like a partner. And so I asked myself that, and it was just such a cute moment. It says, what can I get you? I said some herbal tea, also a hug. And then I hugged myself. Like, I do like the butterfly hug. It's research to help you like recalibrate your nervous system, or like it helps with anxiety or something crazy. So I did that, but then I also gave myself a big squeeze and just told myself that I love myself and that I'm proud of me. And then I had the best morning. Okay, I'm going in with the black paint. I don't know how this is gonna go because I'm a little bit scared to use black paint, you know, just because it's scary. Maybe I'll use like a dark brown. Nah, I should use black. The last one is to get comfortable with solitude. When I first started to live on my own, I had this weird fear of like being alone with my thoughts. Had to constantly have YouTube playing or like something. Like, I just could not be in a room with my thoughts. I had talked a lot about that with my therapist, and she was like, yeah, but why do you need that right now? Like, why do you feel like you need to be alone with your thoughts? And I was like, well, because like, I know it's healthy to be like still, like we're called to be still with God, whatever. And she's like, yeah, but right now, you know, if it's helping you to just be like, to have something on in the background, then that's what's helping you, you know, don't try to force something else. And I was like, okay, true. So I did that for a while, and that was helpful, you know, to have YouTube on all the time. But now I feel like it's kind of, when I do that, it feels like I'm like just junking up my brain with like more content that I don't really need to be consuming right now. I feel like I've gotten better at like not having to have something on all the time, you know, every second of the day. So I guess my point is, if you're at that point too, where like you feel like you need to have something on all the time, that's okay. Like, that's like a thing, and like you probably will get over that eventually. But when you do feel ready to kind of like take that next step of being, you know, alone with your thoughts, that's really helped me to be comfortable with solitude and to start to kind of like enjoy my thoughts a little bit more. And that sounds like kind of weird to say too, like to start to enjoy your thoughts, but it really is true. I think now I'm gonna start sharing my like life updates and kind of like where I am with things. I guess the first update is that I'm like starting to become in this very happy state of mind, and honestly, I gotta credit the big man upstairs, God. There's a verse that says like, don't conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Literally, when I tell you that verse is literal, like the renewing of your mind, that is a real thing. Like, I truly have had a renewing of my mind. Doesn't mean that I'll be perfect and might never mess up. No, I do feel like Jesus has helped me to renew my mind in crazy ways. Every time I look in the mirror and start to say something really negative, I just like keep meditating on the fact that like, no, I'm a beautiful creation in Christ. Like, God made me. I am a masterpiece. He doesn't make mistakes. He made me for a reason to look the way that I look, and I'm going to rejoice and be grateful for what I do have. And you know how they say like gratitude is like the answer to everything? Well, it truly is. Like, gratitude will make you have a better life. I swear. Sometimes like I wish I had something that somebody else has. Sometimes I wish that my hair looked different, or that like, I don't know, I didn't have the shape of the face that I have, or that like I had more money or whatever. But like, at the end of the day, God gives us exactly what we need. Honestly, I feel like this is just the Holy Spirit talking, because I am like not even having any real thought, or I'm having thoughts, but like words are just coming out of my mouth, and I'm not even, that is so crazy. God is so good. Last night I was gonna tell you guys, I had like a really bummy moment. This happens sometimes, like when I watch a sad movies about, specifically about two people like growing old and like the woman getting sick. That gets me because I had that, and I had a person that I thought was gonna be there to be there with me through all of that, and I don't. So, like, I don't now. And so then my brain and Satan tries to tell me, well, you're never gonna have that, and you're gonna grow old, and you're gonna die an old lady, and like nobody is gonna love you, nobody's gonna know you, and you're gonna be all alone, suffering in an old folks' home, like probably dying alone. And I'm like, great, that's like terrible thought. And so I got a little bit depressy, and then that's when I was like, nope, we're not doing this. Like, God, I believe, will bring me a great man one day. I truly, well, I'm working on truly believing that. I just know that, like, that is not going to be my destiny. That's not my future. It's like loneliness forever and ever, you know? I feel like I'm happy with this little butterfly dude. He's pretty cool. Any other updates with my life? I feel like my health is doing much better. My career is going pretty good right now. I just think a big stronghold for me is thinking that I would never find somebody. And I think also I feel a little bit lost in my life. I feel like I want so many things all at once, but I went on a hike yesterday and I just like talked out loud to God, spoke out loud to God. And I felt like he was just saying to me, there's time, Lauren, like there's time. You don't have to do this all right this very second. There is time to do all the things that you want to do. So those are my tips for how to become your own best friend. This is such a chill and fun video. I really enjoyed doing this. I feel like this is like kind of mixing like what I'm doing now and what I'm talking about now with like doing art. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you for your support. And like I keep saying thank you for your support because every time I come to do these videos, there's more of you guys, and that is literally a dream I've had since I was in 7th grade. So I just cannot even tell you how much it means to me that you guys are so supportive and so sweet. And I hope this video was helpful. Hope that you feel comforted, and I hope that you feel like you have a friend in me, because you do. And I love you, and we'll talk very soon. Okay, bye.